What else did I play? I was sent a code for a game. I don't know if you've ever seen this. But you ever get sent for a code for a game, and then you're like, "Oh, that looks really cool," and then you put it in Steam, and then like you kind of miss it. Like something happens, and you just like falls through the cracks.
All the time.
And they send you a code for the sequel to that game.
Oh,
and you're like, Jesus, really?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Spark the Electric Jester. I eventually did get around to it, but holy shit, that was that slipped through, and then I was like, now I'm like, wait, there's a third one?
Yeah. And they're all different like genres. So due to this scenario, I started playing Citizen Sleeper over the past couple of days.
Okay.
So Citizen Sleeper is it's one of those games that came out and can be summed up in an incredibly dismissive and formulaic way, which does it a disservice to its quality, right? Like, it's always kind of frustrating when you take a game and you can go, it's Gears of War, but the chainsaw is actually a laser beam, or whatever the fuck. But that's such incredible shorthand for people that have no idea what something is.
I saw. I'm looking. I saw artwork for the second game here because it looked very woolly core with the.
So Citizen Sleeper
floating
is,
yellow.
Very simply, one of those games made by people going, "Hey man, did you like Disco Elysium? What if instead of alcohol abuse, hating your wife, and communism, we talked about space, transhumanism, and stuff like that?" So you play as a sleeper, which is a fake person. The closest analog I can think of is a replicant. Like synthetic skin, synthetic organs, but like overtly non-human looking. Like there's cables coming out of you and you're gray and you have no hair, right? It is a very indie game, and it is very like sparse and smart with its use of development time. So there's no walking around. The entire game takes place either with text boxes with visual novel style presentation with character portraits, or interface stuff, or a charming but basic 3D model of a space station that you are like essentially mousing around.
Yeah, pretty cool. Nice art.
What makes it work is it has incredible writing and a fascinating premise. And it is significantly more gamified than something like Disco, which is not what I expected. So the basic gist of it is that you are trying to make your way on the space station as a fake person, which means you need a couple of things. You need to eat, which governs your energy, and you need to constantly supply yourself with stabilizer, which is the universe's equivalent of neuropazine, aka it's just the fake person juice you need to not die. And every single morning you wake up and you are given 5 dice rolls, and those are your 5 dice rolls for the day.
Interesting. Okay.
And as you go throughout the day and you decide, oh, I'm going to do engineering here, or I'm going to go wait tables here, or I'm going to go talk with this person here, try and make friends here, do the narrative experience thing. You take your existing dice that you have already rolled and slot them in to those tasks.
Interesting. Okay.
And the way that it tends to work is that there are positive effects, neutral effects, and negative effects. Neutral effects are you do the thing you set out to do and everything is fine. Positive effects is that you do the thing you set out to do and maybe you got some extra money out of it, or the people there liked you more, or you progressed faster, or what have you. And negative effects are not only did you fail, you hurt yourself during the process. and it decreased your health or your energy.
Is it that there are many things to roll dice on and you're picking which ones to spend, or is it that you've already rolled and you know the dice outcome and you're choosing where to put each outcome?
You at the top of the screen when you wake up in the morning, you see your 5 dice
and the outcomes.
No, not the outcomes, because the way that it works is a 6 is guaranteed positive result.
Yeah.
A 5 is 50% positive, 50% neutral result. And as you go further down the dice roll, a 1 is 50% neutral and 50% negative.
Okay. So
negative can harm you.
Right. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing like, yeah, if you have like the 5 you're picking from, once you slot them into the spot, like you get that outcome for whatever that's showing.
So if something's quite important, I'll throw a 5 or a 6 on it. Right. But if I have them, you wake up some mornings and you got a 1, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 1.
Is it random every time?
Well, I'm not getting nothing done today.
Is it random every time?
It is random every day.
Okay.
And on top of that, as your health goes down, there's that. So your 5 dice rolls are all stacked up next to each other at the top of the screen, and above the dice rolls is your stability, which is your health. And as your stability decreases, you earn less dice. So at full health, you get all 5 dice for the day.
This
at 80% health, you only get 4 dice. And so on and so forth until you are on the verge of death, and then you are having to manage 1 dice a day.
This sounds like a goblin factory, because how can one know what events are coming? You can't, right? You just have to.
Well,
if you always save your best dice for some last minute emergency that might occur, then you might just sit on that consumable forever.
Usually what ends up happening is that you have to do certain tasks over and over and over again. So if you are going down to the shipyard in order to help out at the shipyard, in order to hopefully get a spot on an engineering crew, then you have to help out with the shipyard like 8 times. And so when you roll it a couple times, you will see, oh, if I fail this outright, I lose energy. That's not that big of a deal because I can just go get more food.
Okay.
But some of them, it'll say safe, risky, or dangerous. And that is your hint that if it says dangerous, then it's likely that you will hurt yourself if you fail it.
Okay. See, I would say one of the hallmarks of being truly Disco Elysium is not just in, tone, style, narrative, approach, and so on, but I would say that failing into better content is also a very awesome Disco thing, because happening early on in that playthrough, you learn and feel, oh, if I fuck up a red check, awesome shit might go down. And I'm all for it. So you kind of let go and let God, So
I've had a couple of those. There's a couple situations where failing it outright gets you a different scenario, right? Though it does seem more success oriented than Disco does.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, but more than fucking do whatever, because you can die.
Yeah.
You can die quite easily if you just don't manage your food and your energy and your stability.
Yeah.
Though one of the things that I noticed, so you do level up, and leveling up gets you certain skills. So one of the best skills you can get is the ability to foresee bad outcomes before they happen. So if you level up your intuition in Citizen Sleeper, before you do a task, you will see what are the positive outcomes here and what are the negative outcomes here.
Okay. So you started with the second game?
No, I started with the first
one. You went to the first, okay.
Because they directly follow one or the other.
Gotcha.
And I read a couple of the Steam reviews before hopping in, and I saw a very, very common complaint. And I am far enough into the game to tell you that complaint is for real. And that is the very beginning of the game is extremely stressful.
Okay.
You don't know where to get stability to heal yourself.
Okay.
You can barely make enough money to eat food. There are multiple timed events competing with each other. And then you unlock places where you can make money more easily.
Okay.
And then you unlock skills that allow you to heal yourself with scrap that you can automatically earn. and then you learn that this place will pay you, but also give you energy back if you work there. And timed events become less stressful.
Okay.
After the
One of
first
these
2 hours, I'm not stressing at all. I'm just waking up in the morning going, all right, what am I going to do today? All right. And that may be thematic in terms of like ingratiating yourself to life on the eye, which is the name of the space station.
I mean, the slug line I see is role-playing in the realm of interplanetary capitalism.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit just go there.
That puts it out there for you. Yeah.
But like the someone asked, is this a wiki second screen game? No, I would advise you to play this game with absolutely no foreknowledge at all. Even lacking the foreknowledge that I'm about to say, which is the game's only issue that I can see at all is that some of the skills are horribly imbalanced. Like some of the skills you can unlock through the leveling system jokify the game's systems.
Okay.
There's an ability, if you level up engineering in that game, every engineering task that you do gives you scrap, and then you can use scrap to heal yourself. That is too powerful. That is too strong. There's an ability you can get where you can re-roll your dice. And you get to do it once a day. And what I think the gameplay intention was for you to wake up in the morning and go, I don't like these dice, and re-roll all 5 dice. But instead, you wake up in the morning, use your good dice, then re-roll your bad dice into good dice.
Is there save scumming?
No, the game has only autosave.
Interesting.
And it autosaves after everything.
Yeah.
You cannot save scum.
Okay. I'm seeing as well folks saying that this is very Lancer kind of esque.
Not familiar with Lancer.
It's a tabletop RPG by Abaddon, who created Kill 6 Billion Demons, and shit's cool as fuck. But that is a nice association. I'm going to grab this 2-pack. I see there's a Steam sale for the Hellion collection with 1 and 2. Let's go.
So, Citizen Sleeper is not long. I'm probably about halfway through it. And to those who do play it, there are some DLC missions that they added, not missions, but events, that when you mouse over them, they will say for, they have some designation like for end game or, something that implies that they are bonus content. Don't even touch those until you've done everything else. Because trying to play through the game's regular campaign simultaneous to the DLC stuff means that, or the patch content, will cause you to fail all of them.
Oh.
Because there isn't enough time.
Okay. Shit.
But yeah, no, the game's super cool. It's super slick. It has a totally unified aesthetic. The writing is incredible. It's a fascinating little universe. There's a sequel right there for you to play if you really liked it. I would highly recommend Citizen Sleeper to everybody who likes good game stories.
Cool. Yeah, I am copying this immediately on the vibe.